start recording here on my own computer, and then, oh, this is very bad. I'll start with Shelley. I'll give everybody a few minutes to get ready with your file. So please share your PDF file once you have your screen ready. We'll start with Shelley. Thank you so much for your understanding.
I'm on my iPad, so I don't know if I can share my screen because my computer.
Give me a second. My video sounds. Okay, one more time, please.
I'm on my iPad because my computer's like not working very well right now, and I don't know if I can like share this on here.
You should be able to share your PDF.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, I can drag your file in the chat. Anyone else on your computers, if you could help download the PDF and help share, that would be okay too. Sure, I will let the other folks into the room. She's already in. That's good. Okay. Shelley, are you able to share?
I'm still finding it right now.
It's in the chat. I don't know if you can download from your iPad.
Yeah, just 1 second. Yeah, I don't, it's like not working. I don't.
So, other folks, if you're on your computer, Shelley's document is in the chat. If you can help download and help share, that would be fantastic. Thank you for your help.
I can share it.
Okay, thank you.
Let me open it.
Thank you, Paige. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you see it?
Zoom into the purple, yeah, if you can zoom into the purple text so that I can see the questions, that would be great. Okay. You need to make a ramp, and how can I make the numbers make sense? And the other one is this divergent swell makes sense. Divergent swell almost makes sense. So let me comment on the divergent swell for now as a start. So the divergent swell you do not need to do the the ridge on the other side. Instead, we will do this because we want water to drain the water from the slope. Drain directly into your swell instead of getting into your retention, right? So you need to make sure that the tip of the swell contour roughly align with the boundary, not the boundary, but the contour of the bioretention that are at the same elevation. Okay, so you need to drag this up a bit more. So this one is very close. Okay, and yeah, that one is okay. This one can directly go like this as your first contour. And if I do the blue line, it will be something like this. Okay, you actually have some more room. You have some more room over here, so you can move a little bit closer to the vegetation so that you have more room for your bioretention. Does that make sense? So the red line can connect like this. So you can keep it tight at the vegetation side and then leave more room here for retention. This can be bigger, okay? So the divergence swell is getting there. Only minor adjustment of the shape of the swell contours would work. Now I'm gonna clear and then I will start talking about the ramp. Space is quite tight in this area to start ramp. You might want to consider actually having the ramp over here. Okay, just because you wouldn't have a straight down ramp of 200 feet, right? It doesn't really make sense to have a huge plaza as you had here. If I do this, it could work, but most likely you will need a wall because you have the ramp is very close by to your roundabout, and then the connection of the contour here would likely require a wall. You don't have a lot of space to create gentle space in this area to connect the ramp. So I would recommend that your ramp actually would be on the other side where you have a lot more room. So Paige, if you can help me scroll down to the stairs area, that would be fantastic. Okay, thank you. Now, I'm trying to figure out your parking lot contour. Seems like, I don't know what's the thick line. The thick line, if that's the swell line, that's directing water too close to the start of your stairs. Paige, if you can help zoom out a bit so that I can see what contours are in this area, that would be great. Yeah, great, thank you. Very nice navigator there. So I am trying to see if you have a 1099 that's most likely going to go this way. And that one, it seems though the connection seems to not be in the middle. So I'm not sure. I think it needs to go a little bit down to halfway. So basically you measure this distance. Yeah, this looks more likely midway, right? Midway between two adjacent contours. That's where you start connecting the 1109. 1109 goes like this, and then 1109 goes out. Likely it's the last one of this one actually. If it's 9, then it connects to this contour instead of, yeah, your 10 seems to be off. You are probably off one contour there. Okay, so that's your 9. I'm trying to look for where your 8 is. And that is going to be a full contour away. Trying to see. Seems to be a full contour away. Yeah, 1109, 1108, it's missing, so I'm not sure where it is. If this is 1108, then
108
you're
is what I have.
here.
Yeah, I had it on the plaza, like, yeah, over there.
You would want to check the distance. The distance look roughly okay. The direction is not. So direction would be like this, right? And trying to see, let me see which. So this is that looks like a reasonable 1108 there. Well, still the direction. Trying to see. That's a little too close. Please double check if this is actually 50 feet. I think it's less than 50. Smaller one. Yeah, this needs to be 50 feet, and then I am thinking it's probably not. So it's likely your 1108 is somewhere here. Okay, somewhere here, and then you have your 08 hitting the building somewhere like that. So, and then this one, likely it's going to be this direction. And then in this case, we will need to rotate your building, which is not a big deal, still not a big deal at this point, still doable, because you would want, for instance, if this is your swell line, you would want at least your building boundary to be parallel to that line. Okay, that's at least like this. You basically make a block, of all the elements related to the building, and then rotate it like this. It's not going to be a big change. So that's but if not making that change, the rubric category of drainage, you might suffer from a big deduction from that one. Okay, so let's continue with this contour. Oh, shouldn't be blue, should be red. Well, we can do a little bit of a. Okay, so that's your 108. Now, if you have this as your plan, I am thinking, let's switch. Okay, the reason, no, I'm asking you to switch instead of stacking both your stairs and ramps on the lower side is, even when we rotated the building in this manner, there's still a little of a problem of space, because you don't want the ramp to start here. The reason being, it will cross the swale. Okay. Well, unless you tuck. Okay. Let me rephrase that. Unless you tuck your ramp. Not your ramp. Unless you tuck your bioretention inside, then I won't have to grade the ramp differently to accommodate the retention. Okay, so if we have the ramp too closer by to your swell, you can imagine I am going down along my swell, and the retention area is likely going to conflict with my ramp, right? You don't want to concentrate a lot of water and dump it into your ramp. So that's the main reason why it's better if you start here. It's better you start here for the whole ramp to avoid, for the whole ramp to avoid the swell center line. Okay, so first option, summarize, first option, have the ramp start after or no, avoiding the swell center line. Then that way, the grading of the ramp would not conflict at all with your grading of the retention and your swell center line. I would say that's the most straightforward solution. Move your stairs over here in the space where you had labeled as ramp. So that's the first option. Second option, you can start the ramp at the pink location, but you would want to tuck your bioretention within those kind of between the building and edge of the plaza and the ramp. Okay, leave a lot of room. So don't do something like this. Okay, leave a lot of room for the ramp to wrap around the retention. That's actually a pretty good design because you kind of force people to go around the retention and see it, right? So that's the second option. This way, you could have your stairs also on the same side. Okay, you could also have the stairs on the same side. So these are the options. I hope I made that clear. Any questions about that?
No, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So once you added a ramp, let's make it 5% all the way through with a landing where the direction changes somewhere here. Okay. Otherwise, if you make it 8.33% for every 30 feet, you will make a landing. Okay, that's totally fine too. Okay, that's totally fine as well. It involves more calculations, so it is your choice to go with a 5% ramp versus a ramp that's steeper than 5%. Okay. Any other questions?
No, that was really helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we'll go through detailed ramp, grading review with other folks' submissions. Because you don't have contours yet on your ramp, it's hard for me to comment on, but stay in the review so that you can see how other people's ramp is graded correctly or not, okay? All right, let me clear this. Thank you, Paige. I'll see which one is the next. Sandra's next. Are you ready to share?
Yeah, let me just share.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have marked questions or do you want to basically, speak about your questions?
Yeah, hold on, let me get the questions real quick. Okay, yeah. So the first one was about like the stairs and the ramp along like the top and bottom of the building. So
Yep.
on my last iteration, I had only a ramp down here and I had stairs at the top side. And so first of all, I corrected the ramp, I think, but also I added stairs. Is it fine to have both stairs and the ramp on the same side?
It's fine. Yeah, this way it's fine. But you want to design the second, the one that's lower, the way you had, well, let's see. You would want to push your first flight of stairs down a bit. Okay, move it down at least for 1 foot where people can put their feet on. So they would want a space. Do not flush the first tread with your building boundary. Push it down though, so that people have space and they can prepare. And if folks want to stay here for a little chat, they would have some room there, right? So leave some space there and then start your stairs, first stairs down, not down, actually, away from the building boundary. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is actually a better design here where you have a little room. Well, still you would want to start the stairs a little bit lower. You know, here in the bottom example, because you're sharing the landing, the starting landing with your ramp, you would want that landing actually to be bigger. Okay, so that's a small detail. But your stairs look okay, except for those first tread, both from the upper side and the bottom side. Okay, both of them, move it inward, move it to this direction and that direction. So your ramp, this becomes a really good example to talk about ramp. If you can zoom a little bit more to, and then place your, yeah, that's great. Zoom a little bit more. Good. Okay, so the key thing about the ramp is that we need to first figure out these elevations, right? These elevations will be determined by your 8 contour. Okay, by your 8 contour, and they are going to be a little different, which is totally fine. Okay, one is slightly below 8, the other one is slightly above 8. Okay, now that means you would want to no, you can either you can design for both for it to be consistently 5%, or you could design for it to be a little bit different along the 2 sides. It's a little twisted, which is totally fine. Okay, now the next thing is to figure out where 7 is on your ramp, right? You have an 8 on your plaza. I need to figure out where 7 is. So suppose I want my water to drain like you did here. You would know that this side is a little steeper, right? That side's a little steeper, and you make that steeper side 5%, and the other side will be less than 5. So that is a pretty gentle in regard with regard to a ramp, and you wouldn't really need a landing every 30 feet. Okay, so you make this 5%. All right. And then measure out where the 7 should be. Now, the next thing you need to do is to connect your 7 with your outside 7, right? So your 8 is here. By the way, if you want to, you can actually do a little bit like this. This doesn't really hurt. Well, this will help shorten your wall. Okay, help shorten your wall because your 8 is now on the front side of the building, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You don't have to change this. So 7, let's find out where originally your 7 is. Your 7 is over here. So now you need to change this contour a bit so you can connect to the 7 on the ramp, and then do the 7 like this to connect to the wall. Does that make sense? And you repeat this process. Now you could start doing 20 feet apart. Okay, 20 feet apart. That's your 6. This is your 6. And this is your 5. You will see once you get to the bottom of the ramp, it becomes a little difficult for you to connect back to original contour, just because your ramp direction at this point is parallel to the contours. And in contrast, your ramp is keeping going down, right? You're kind of going the opposite, to the existing contour in terms of slope direction. That's why you might find it a little hard to connect it. Doesn't mean it's impossible. It's just a little hard. I'll show you in a minute what that means. So now we start to connect 6. 6 is over here. So you'll do something like this, right? And then you track this up because we're limited in space in this area. So you drag that up, and then I'll do my 5. My 5 would be going like this, and then coming up. All right, that's my 5. And my 4, somewhere here, could be somewhere here, okay? And then this, and now I can see, can you see your 3? It's kind of, it needs to go around the ramp, right? Is to go around the ramp and do something like this. And your 2. And you do need to calculate if you have enough room here. It looks like very close. If you have 1 here and 0 there, you're about a foot, it's about a foot off, or no, maybe I just didn't eyeball it very well. So can you see that this area gets a little bit excessive? Well, so what you could do is
Yeah.
you could add a wall. Yeah, you could add a wall here. Okay, around that. And then you could have all these contours above 0 hitting here, and only have starting from 99 hitting the side of the ramp. Okay, so you could add a wall. And the other, if you don't have enough length, I would just do this. Now make it a little bit longer. Make it a little bit longer, or however you kind of pull the ramp a little bit away to make enough room. But if you have measured 200 feet, you likely have enough space. Okay. Does this all make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do just a little bit more checking on your back plaza elevations. So if this is 9 over here, you actually don't have an top elevation as high as 99.5. Unless you have a little bit ramp. So the top elevation is determined by the elevation here, along these walls, right? This is the highest, right? This is probably 9.15, something like that. Unless you have a little ramp inside your building, which is not at all uncommon, you won't be able to get up to 9.5. But that doesn't mean that this is wrong. It doesn't mean that your 9.5 is wrong. I just want to mention, if you don't have anything designed indoors with a ramp, then your FFE is likely going to be 9.15, something like that. And then now bottom 9.5, that's correct. You could, if you want this to be high, you actually want it to be the back to be high, right? Then your length of the ramp doesn't necessarily have to be that long. Now the elevation difference will be smaller if your backyard is high. So you could actually do 99.5 at the edge, or even 99.5 here. Suppose I'm getting out of the building from this location, okay? So you could set this elevation as 99.50. Then you would not get down to 96.5 at the edge of the plaza, okay? This is most likely going to be 99. And if this is 99, it makes it easier for you to connect your ramp. You have the bottom of the ramp at 99, so that's good. That's good. If you want to make it, you need to make it longer, you would connect to 99.0 here, but a little bit higher than 99 somewhere here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else? Oh, we haven't checked your divergence swell yet, so let's do that. Same thing, same issue with Shelley's submission. Let's do this. Oh, yeah, I can use just one example to show. Let me clear here. Same issue, I need to drag this up like this. Okay, if this contour is the same as that contour, that's what you need to do. If this contour, actually this contour is the same as the swell contour, then we can stop right there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So check which contour number this is. Likely you only need one contour that is the same as your swell contour. Very likely that's the case because you don't need to build a little berm around every one of your retention. So if you have two contours, there's a possibility that your retention is too deep, right? We only would allow 1 foot in total depth. So check to see if these contours or two contours are necessary, right? And then identify which contour is the same number as your swell contour and try to align the tip of those contours, and then you're good. Try to align that like this, and then the divergent swell will work. One little thing, you need to cut this off. Okay, that's your 13. This is your 12, I think. Let's see. Yeah, this is your 12. That's your 12. And if it cuts through the 13, this one needs to be closed. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, so over for the drop-offs, I did do the ramps look okay to go up onto them? The ramps are right here and here where it says like
this one. Okay.
9.70.
It needs to be so I doubt that your ramp would be that steep because it's only a 0.5 foot drop, right? Let me quickly check if your contours are actually, your elevations are actually correct. So top of ramp, 8.7, very reasonable. This is 8.2, very reasonable. That is, can you actually scroll up so that I can see part of your turnaround there? Okay. So this is good. That is good. That one is not. Your bottom of the, close. Okay. That one is, those are very reasonable. So you would be calculating that slope based on these, and it's only 0.5 in elevation difference. And that's only about 5%. If this is, double check. No, it's time to get down to 2 decimals. It's very likely it's because of some of the error kind of measuring, estimation being rough of the TR and BR that you had a 9.7%. This would not get up to that much slope. It should be below 8.33.
Okay.
Yeah, but okay. You need to move the BR to here. Okay, move the BR to there. That's where your BR is. And the top of the TR would stay at this location. And BR would be moved down to the exact point. And you do need to calculate this point and that point. Okay. So you would have 6 spot elevations for a single ramp. But I see that you know how to calculate them. So I'm not worried. It's a matter of becoming more accurate at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all the questions I had. Thank you.
Alrighty. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Let's see. Our next is Ella.
Hello,
Hey Ella, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. I'm actually at a beautiful conference place. I was envisioning it to be the typical downtown kind of big hotel setting, but it's totally not. It's a conservation training center. A lot of trails, so you don't need a gym at all. And
That's cool.
yeah, a segue. I do need to leave after I finish reviewing the ramps and the divergence swell for everybody because my presentation is right after that. I have already talked to Stuart that if you have any additional questions, he will be able to take them for me. So after I reviewed everybody's submissions on diversion swell and the ramp, if you still have additional questions, please feel free to go to the main room and talk to Stuart. Okay. Oh, and thank you for all of your understanding. Okay. So should all the contours connect back to the building? Yes. To the wall. You actually have a wall there. We can go through that. Does the diversion swell look? The concept definitely looks good. Some of the spacings might need a little bit work. We can zoom into the diversion swell first. Okay. So the first thing to double check if it's whether or not you have enough space over here. Let me zoom in here. Needs to be at least 4 feet. You can be a little more generous with the spacing there because you actually have space. You by tilting this more like parallel. Well, let me go back. Use a thicker line. So you can curve the center line to make it work in this tight space. Okay, or what you can do is doing this, and your 11 can do more of little bit of curving around, kind of follow the curve of the trees. Then you have a little bit more space in between here. That one goes there. Okay. So yeah, the divergent swell works. And if you have calculated them already, you can just slightly tilt it and slightly curve your center line. I'm not sure. Let's see. I'll close the breakout window. 1107 there. Yeah, your LPS is down there. Let me see. 18, 17. Yeah, it works. Your 1107 also works. 16 works. 05, fine. Okay, that's the only slight changes that I would propose to this area. I would, well, let's move to the swell, to the ramp area.
Okay.
Okay, so I see you have calculated your ramp. I don't see, I think the 1106, it's a little too close to your 107, but please, yeah, drag it up. Can you see this area? It's too steep. No, this area looks like it exceeds 5%. So very likely you have your 7 over here. And then that is lower than 7, right? And this is lower than 7. Yeah, no problem. No, you can move. You can move so that we can see the 7. You have your 7 over there. This is 7, and that is actually lower than 7. That is lower than 7. And then you calculate your 6. Your 6 most likely is going to be where your 5 is. No, so you have these two, the 2 blue ones that I just drew, right? That might be 1106.85, something like this. And then you would measure 5%, which means is about 17 foot. Okay, you measure about 17 foot down to somewhere here. That's actually your 6. So I would say your 6 would be on the lower side of your retention. But let's check. So this is should be lower than 7. I think you probably calculated with the opposite direction. So this is going to be 6.7. And then when it enters here, it might be 6.5. So your RDI doesn't need to be so low. Okay, you can raise your RDI by 1 foot. And then you have your 6 actually on the lower side. Oh, sorry. On the lower side of your retention. The 6 would be actually here in the location of your 5. And that one goes like this. Okay. And then you move your 5 over. You just need to do a little bit of tweaking of these contours, shifted by 1. Once you shift it on by 1, let's see if we are going to get back to, well, it doesn't really hurt, okay, much, because you have your 7 over here, your FFE is 8, totally fine. These are not correct, okay, those should be recalculated based on your contours, but your top FFE being 108, it's reasonable. And 109.8 is reasonable, and these can be 98. So that's you actually you regained 1 foot. At the bottom here, you would be at, that's correct, at 1097, that's correct. Then we need a little bit more space. We need about 15 foot more to be able to get to 1097 here. Or what you can do is you could shift it to here so that you are getting back to 1098. Well, doesn't help that much because it's get shorter. So you, yeah. Looks like some slight changes would be inevitable. Hopefully it's not a big change. And let me try to walk through these. You do need to attach these to the wall. So the wall needs to be extended to somewhere here. And that goes again up here. And that goes up here. And then the last one still, I know it's hard to see, but it needs to be diagonal to the wall and direct water away from the wall. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Okay. If you 1097, it's right there. You actually don't need to connect like this. Okay. You can directly connect your 107 just like that. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't,
Thank you.
you don't have to have another contour on your ramp. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Did I go through both of this part? Do you have any additional questions at this point?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, cool. Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Paige, your turn.
Okay, 1 second. Let me get it open.
Mm-hmm.
My text is like so tiny.
Oh,
I'll
that's
zoom
fine.
in.
Zoom in, yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll start with the diversion swale.
Okay. Yeah, for this one, you need to have the retention so that I can know, I can see if they're the correct relationship. But if you have your retention like this, it should work. You can make it a little bit bigger and fatter.
Yeah. And do I
Yeah,
need
so-
any other ones like over here too?
Yes, yeah. It's just you will make very similar ones. All the elevations would be off by 1, then you're good. It's
Okay.
yeah, you just duplicate them.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And
Same
I'll move
thing,
to like the
same
ramp.
issue. Same issue with the contour. If you can go back to that view just now. Need to cut off this contour here. This 13. Here, let me,
Oh,
this one. Okay, that contour needs to be cut off.
oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, this one too. So these need to be moved a little bit far away, like this, the next one. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
forgot about those.
problem.
I guess look at the ramp.
Let's take a look ramp, yeah. Same thing, you need to start calculating the ramp contours and then connect to them, right? Let's check some of the elevations. So your 7 is over here. That's your 7. Oh. 7, if you want that one, you would need to do this, okay?
Mhm.
So wrap it around back to the other wall. Now we would do this top of the ramp, these two. It's going to be slightly lower than 7. And the way you measure this one is to measure that distance. This distance, okay? And then do the 2%, right? So it's going to be 6.8, okay, 6.85, and this one is going to be 6.9, okay? And then after that, you would do 5% along this side because that is likely the steeper side. It's very close to 7. So you could even just measure 20, that's okay. It just means that your first portion of the ramp, it's not 5%. So slightly lower than 5%, or you can directly calculate what 5% means. So then your contours will be like this, okay? The 6 contour will be like that. And I'm looking for the other 6. 6 looks like it's being 9, 8, 7. This is 6. 6 is over here, right? If that's the 6, that's how you do 6. If this is where 6 was. Yeah, I think so. This is 5. Okay. Now I'm gonna keep working on the 5. 5 might be somewhere here. Then you just drag it up. And then do this. That's your 5. And 4 might be somewhere here. And drag it up. Okay. And that's 3. 3 goes like this. And well, you could actually change the direction a little bit, not too much side slope there. No, tilt it a little bit less. Connect up like this. And then we are at where we are, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Looking for 2. And 1. 0 is over here. Well, it's not long enough. The ramp is not long enough, but your goal is to fit in all the contours up until 97. Okay, so let's do a little bit of adjustment of the FFEs. You may be able to get the FFE of the top to 108, and then this is 1098, and this will be 1097.5. So we need 97 at the backyard. Somewhere 97 is could be over here. So we need to get down to 97 at this point. This is 0987, 7 is over here. So your goal is to fit in 2 more, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 3 more contours on your ramp. You're trying to get down to 1097.5 once you are at the bottom. Does that make sense? This should be 1097.5. We're lacking, we're lacking a few contours.
Okay, should I do the so I remember in the lecture Stuart said like you can go like 100 the one way, like 100 feet, and then go 100 feet the other
Yes.
way
Yes.
to the
Yeah.
ramp. So that
Yeah,
should
yeah.
like fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. In this case, we're going from 1097 to 1097.5. Yeah, 200 feet should work. But you get the idea of how to
Okay.
connect them. Yeah. Yeah, in the right
Yeah.
direction, but no,
Oops, I keep
we still
moving
need
it.
some slight, yeah. Okay,
Should I
that's that.
also extend the back like plaza a little bit, like the end of it?
That's fine. It's actually not a problem at this point. You're just
Okay.
trying to figure out, the bottom of the plaza, right? Make sure that 1097.5 is there. Honestly, you can grade the bottom after the plaza, the slope after the plaza pretty gently. So you can even have your 97 over here. Yeah, that's actually a better idea. Oh, so we'll just connect the 97 like this. That makes sense? So your
Oh,
97
okay.
can still be
Yeah,
there.
and then I can have the
Yeah.
other bioretentions over there.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Mhm. Okay, good.
Oh, and then I tried making this ramp.
Uh-huh.
I think my text is like kind of all over the place. I don't know how to like organize it better. So it's just like so many points here. I'm wondering if I should move the ramp.
The ramp for now, it's not correct yet. Okay, because you
Yeah.
are unless your plaza actually starts here, but your plaza boundary, not exactly sure where the boundary of the plaza is.
Oh, I don't think
So
think
definitely
it
have
showed
something
up.
here. We're missing a line somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
if
think
you,
it's like over here. If you see my
okay.
cursor.
Yeah, if it's over here, then this works. But you would want to align this with these, the middle
Oh.
parking space, because they park over here, and then this is where they get off with the ramp, right? And then I have my my ramp over here, and then I have my side slope over there. Okay, and now I'm up on the plaza level, so that works. And the other thing you could do is, if you have more than two ADA spaces there, you could use the other option. No, the option where you have a ramp like that, the middle is where you get into the bottom landing, and you can go, these are going down. So I think I uploaded the ramp from 235 to 336 Canvas site, but I'll double check. I think I uploaded ramp guidelines over there, so you have those two options to refer to from your grading class. But no,
Okay.
both of these are okay solutions. If you're taking this solution, this is one line instead of two lines. Okay, there's no curve there anymore. And that line goes through, goes through across the curve, because this segment, the little segment of that one is a sloped surface. So this line goes through and intersect with a double curb line. Okay. It shouldn't, or you could add a little line like this. That's correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So you have your BR. Once you have a BR, BC, no, you don't. you don't need a BC here anymore. There's no curb there anymore. So you don't need a BC there. You just need a BR. For now, I actually would just place my spot elevations and make it align with my bottom of the page. Once I have all the text on my page, then I start organizing it. Because if I spend a lot of time organizing individual spot elevations, but later on I found out, oh, I have more to fit in this space, I need to start again. So I would wait until a little bit later to start organizing them and start to group them into clusters so they look neater. And I will mask them at the end altogether, just to save a little bit of energy, iterating those steps. Does that make sense? Some of the text are not aligned with the bottom of the page yet, so this looks like it's tilted a little bit. So double check, double check the directions of the text. Okay.
Okay. I think like my last question is kind of the plaza swale. I wasn't sure if there was something else I had to like kind of do to it.
You need spots. You need spots where the swale hit the sitting wall, right? You need spot somewhere here, at the edge of the plaza. At the edge of the plaza there, when the swale line intersect with the with the edge. Then you have LP, RDI. There's no curb cuts. Okay, this is on the top of the plaza, so you don't have a curb cut. You have a spot elevation here. That's correct, right? That's not a curb cut. I'm not sure you actually wanted to have a cut there. Basically, because you want this to hold water. You don't want water to keep going downhill. Okay, so your opening is actually here. If you have an opening, that's not a curb cut, but it's an opening, and it looks like you're designing walls. These are sitting walls, right? So you have spot elevation here and an opening, and close this off to delete that curb cut. Then the information, well, you would need bottom of wall, bottom of wall and top of wall for your sitting wall. If that's the type of facility that you're designing.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you zoom out a little bit? I found a little bit in the alignment of the contour seems off here. This needs to be like this. That one. This one, it's like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, your plaza space is twisted. Same thing. Let's do the 7 like this. I know it becomes a little harder. This one could stay. Okay. Because this is a big paved space, you don't want it to be twisted.
Yeah.
Okay, otherwise I don't see anything, very obvious. This might not be in the center, that line. You want to double check that line if it's in the middle of the 8 and 9. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that answered everything.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And we'll talk to Matt next. You Matt, Matthew.
Yep, I'm here.
Hey.
Get this. All right, can you see that?
Yeah.
All right.
Confused where my ramp could go connecting my parking lot to sidewalk. We'll talk about that. Is 7.14. Which one? Is it the long one or the short one?
It's
The short one, it's okay.
let me see. Yeah, it's this short one
Short one is
right
okay.
here.
Yeah, that one is okay. You can go up to about 8.33.
Okay.
Yeah.
For this other ramp. That's what I have.
Okay. The first thing that I saw is a little bit of side slope for the bottom part. Let's do
Mhm.
this. Okay.
Okay.
This one is okay. Looks like you have a little, if you can calculate if the cross slope is enough, you would want it to be at 2%, right? So I'm not sure if your
Mhm.
cross slope is actually enough, so you can tilt it a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, 5%, quickly check that. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. These contours are cut. It will actually go through the let's round this. Okay, let's round it
Okay.
and trying to see where 4 is. This is 3 and 2 is over here. So once you round it, the steeper slope will be off the, you actually want to see where your 2 goes, right? Your 2,
Mhm.
if 2 connects like this and 3 connects like that, you do not want the steeper portion to be on your landing. That's why I suggested to round the shape of the rectangle landing into a oval shape, because you
Mhm.
want to avoid for the steeper area to be on your ramp itself. And then I want to see where we're getting, that's this area will be pretty, this middle area will be pretty steep. That's okay. Is that we're not going on to that space. So 01 goes like this and goes into, I think we're connected. Oh yeah, no, my bad. You're connected to the right contour. Okay, things look good from this point on.
Okay.
Let me see if the back plaza is connected correctly. Can you zoom, can you roll up, please?
Yeah.
So bottom FFE, top FFE 6, 7. This should be 97. This could be
Okay.
97.00. We're getting to 6.8, that's correct. Okay, now can we zoom to the ramp again? Sorry.
Yep.
Want to take a look at whether we connected to 96. Well, we are not. We are above it, right? Are we?
Yeah.
We are at 96 here, but the bottom rank is 96.8. It's not exactly connected yet. So your 96 goes here, but your bottom ramp is above 96.
Mhm.
It might take just a little bit of adjustment with your FFEs. So if we're saying, okay, we want to get it to 96 here, you just need to change the number, right? 96 instead of 96.80. Here
Mhm.
you'll be at 1096.5. And then your top FFE, oh, 5. Yeah, top FFE would be 97.5, which is still a reasonable number because your 7 is over here. Oh, that's your 6. Is that your 6 or 7? That's your 6. Oh, so we're a bit high.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's 6. Yeah.
Oh, please zoom back out again so that I can see the FFEs along with your ramp contours. Okay,
Yep.
that's enough. Okay. If we do 6.5 and 96.5, and then this will be 96. I think that's right. That's better. Does that make sense? So top FFE 6.5, bottom FFE
Yeah.
96.5, the bottom contour 96, and then you connect it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's the ramp.
Yeah.
We can
So I
take
just
a
have
look
to fix.
the FFEs.
Okay. All right.
Okay, let's take a look at the other ramp you had question about.
Yeah. Zoom in pretty. Oh. This small one right
Okay.
here.
Mm-hmm. So it's time to get to 2 decimals. I think your 6.10 is a little bit low based on the distance that that we have here.
Mhm.
Well, it depends on which one it is. Okay, if it's so let's see. This one is actually below 6. Okay, that one is a little bit above 6. This one is even higher.
Mhm.
And that one is probably 6.2. So they are actually different. All of them are different. Because those elevations are based on the parking lot. So you would actually have different slopes.
Yeah.
Not different slopes because the same slope is going on top of it. Now the top of the ramp looks, no, they're also different. Okay, it's based on the distance from the point to your 7. So this will be the next one. The second one is lower than, no, higher, sorry. The one that I drew later with the long arrow is higher than the one that I drew first. So they're not at the same elevation.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, so my ramp connecting my parking lot to my plaza, I like had no room, so I just kind of made this real quick. I don't know. It doesn't seem right, but I don't know what would be the best way to connect
This is actually
that
not
through a
bad.
ramp.
That's not bad. Okay. Can you zoom out so that I can see the boundary of your plaza?
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that good
zoom out a
or
bit.
more?
More. Zoom out. Bigger scope. Yeah. Okay. I would probably put the ADA parking space here and there, and this middle is where they get up.
Yeah.
And it is a little strange because if you get up here, we don't have space, yes. But you have 10 foot there, so you have a big ramp. Okay, so I think there's a scale issue. The scale issue being I get up here if I get up here, I only need a little bit of space to then this is where I'm sloping down here. I am sloping down there. So up until this,
Okay.
once I get here, I'm connected. So then the paving here makes sense. It's a not a great connection, I would agree. Other folks, when they walk over from this side, they can directly go here and go there. But your ADA folks would go from here and then go from there and then up here and then go there. So this works,
Okay.
but I agree it's not as good a solution just because it seems a compromise. This connection seems like a little bit of a compromise. Still works. It does work.
Okay, so I mean that seems like it's like 5 feet wide because it's 10
Yes.
feet across that. Would that work?
Yeah. Yeah, you only need 4 feet, but you can make it 5.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
All right, I
that.
think that's all my questions I had.
Okay, yeah, good work. I think you're pretty close. Keep it up, you know, to the finish line, and you'll be good. Be mind, yeah, no, spend a little bit of time organizing your spot elevations so that they look neat, they look more organized.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. Thank
all
you.
right. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, we have Ruoyu.
Hi, Professor.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. So,
Good.
so, um, yep. So here's my.
Okay, yeah, the ramp
So,
look okay. A few contours needs to be adjusted, right? Like this, hit the wall more apparently diagonally, okay, very clearly diagonally,
yeah,
so you wouldn't have other issues. Not sure you have enough contours though. You have 08 over
yeah,
here.
because this is round based. Yeah,
Yeah, you don't have enough
retaining wall.
length.
Most of the retaining.
But how do you once you are here, you're still not connected to the bottom, right? You're at 102 here, but your
Yeah,
plaza is at 1099. So we're not connecting to the plaza yet. Does that make sense?
yeah. So the plaza is like have a height difference. So
Yeah,
could the plaza be like a little bit higher than the contours at 95?
Well, the purpose of the exercise is for you to have a ramp that goes from the top floor to the bottom floor. So you wouldn't be able to say, okay, I
Okay.
get down here and then I am at a wall, right? So
Yeah.
yes, so let's just make it longer and then we'll just get down to the lower elevation at about 1098 point something. Okay, but I think you get the idea of how to grade the ramp, so that's good.
Okay.
And this
Yeah.
1098, yeah, this
So-
1098 actually also needs to hit the wall. I'm not sure if this space in between it's necessary, this whole space.
Okay,
That
I can delete
space.
it.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessary. It's going to be
Wait.
just a deep well. So I'm not sure that's a good space to create. But I think you know the concept, yeah, for the ramp.
Yeah, so it's my ramp is like from 1107 to the 1095 or
Yes,
196?
1098.
Maybe.
Yeah, it needs to be at
Okay.
1098 somewhere here. Somewhere here.
Mhm.
Because your bottom is 1099, right?
Yeah.
And then you would do a 2% slope and see wherever the ramp connects what the elevation here is based on the back plaza. That's your bottom ramp.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the purpose is for it to seamlessly connect.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's for the
So
ramp.
yeah. So first swell is like there's one swell here and the swell in the center plaza. I don't know if I got enough swell because I think things like some place also need to connect with the swell maybe or
So for your swell, I see something that I would like to change. So you can
yeah.
see that your swell, it's getting pretty close, right? Let's do this instead.
Okay.
And then it's not a hard thing to do. You basically just do something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then your somehow do you see my marking? My
Yeah.
marking
Of
seems to
course.
be
Yeah.
disappearing. It's
Ah? Oh,
disappeared
I
from
didn't
my
see that here.
end.
Oh, right.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Now it appeared. So that's what you would want to try to erase the extra line. Your contours not changing the 1108. No, that's 9. Is that 9 or 8?
Yeah, the
I
current
think there's
red one is 9.
there is a distance issue, looks like. Is this a closed one and then there's another one? But it doesn't seem, let me clear. Okay. There might be a distance issue here. If this is a closed contour,
Uh, Yeah.
and then your 1099 right now doesn't seem parallel. That's the issue. Okay. You want
Yeah,
check
I
if
also
the
want to know
distance.
if the 199 should be on the plan.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
check the
I
distance.
offside as 50 for each one, so the distance between 10 and 9 is like 50. So if the 9 touch a drop off area, that maybe not the exact 50, or I can just let a line contact with touch the drop off.
It could touch. What I meant
I don't
is
know if I
they are not
should I?
parallel yet. They're not parallel. It's the major problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason. So measure this to see, they look like the distance is less than 25. So looks like you have a closed contour there, but double check to make sure that this is 25. Okay. Make sure that's 25 and you have parallel 1109 because you don't want that space to be twisted, and then switch the 1109 to be in this direction. And then have your swell in that direction. And then, yeah, then the space would be much better, will be easier to grade.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's that. Your divergence swell doesn't look right yet. So for this one, you need to drag it up like this. Okay. And then drag it up like that. Yeah, I'm actually not seeing my own markings. I guess my connection here is not great. But you get the idea. Though this needs to be extending to
Oh,
where
yeah.
your retention boundary was. Okay.
Should I add a wide button, or is currently the swell got enough space here?
You should have enough space. You it doesn't seem like you will need a wall there.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Mm.
there's 2. Oh, I got what that is.
All right. Other questions?
No, I will fix the problem now. Maybe
Okay.
I got more questions for the exercise too.
Sounds
Okay.
good. All right.
Thank you, Professor.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, let's see. Jaden.
Yep, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to share my
Yes,
screen real quick?
please.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Are you able to see everything?
I'm seeing your screen. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
How does my slope work with the slower plaza? We can take a look. And did I connect the ramp correctly to the bottom plaza? We can take a look. I need another divergence swell on the top side. Nope, you don't need that one because it's directing water away from your parking lot. Yeah, still seems your divergence swell needs to be a little bit more pronounced. Drag this up. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll mark it again. Drag this one up. I'll clear and then I'll mark it up.
Okay.
This. Yeah, that's how it should reflect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, we'll take a look
So
at the
would they
bottom plaza. Sorry, go
would
ahead.
they all need to be pushed up then after I do that?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, but it shouldn't be like too bad. So like,
Yeah, shouldn't be
okay,
too bad. Mhm.
okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, let's take a look at the bottom plaza. So your 1106.5 is your it's your top FFE, 96.5 is your bottom FFE. So I am can you
Oh,
scroll up a
sorry.
little bit so that I can see the bottom FFE?
I guess I can't zoom in full screen.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I can zoom in from my side and see. Some of the elevations on the back plaza, it's a little questionable.
Yeah, I wasn't
Um,
really sure how to go through there, so I just did my best for that part.
okay. Scroll up a little bit, please, so we can take a look at the top FFE and bottom FFE, make sure they are correct first. I do see some elevations that are needing revisions, so these ones should be above 1106, okay?
Mhm.
And TFFE 1106.5, 96.5. You can make these 1096.5, especially the bottom one if you want it to be a little bit higher. So here is 996.5. Okay. And then at this point, we are probably at 1096, even 0.1 could be possible. This one. So we're getting down, we're trying to get down to 1096.1. And at this up top of the ramp would be 1106, about 106. So you are just about 10 foot now in elevation difference. So if your ramp is 200 feet, then you are good. If you have a ramp that is at 7.32%, you would need to add landings. Once it gets to every 30 feet, you will need to add a landing. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
if you're crunched in time, then I would say make it 5% all the way through and only have a landing here because it's turning, right? When this is
Mhm.
turning, it's you would want to make this area a 2% landing and then that's it. So try to measure it out and see if you have enough length for 200 feet. If not, then you'll need to increase the length of it. I'm not sure if you were observing the grading of the ramp before, but essentially you calculate the top and do a 5% and then find out where your 5 is. So 5 could very likely just be there, but your 4 would be 20 foot away, right? So no, because of that, your 5 can stay where it is. Your 4 needs to do this and then do that. And then if you don't want a long wall, you would drag the pink up so it stays closer to the 5. Okay. And then your 3 would be something like this, and then 3 would connect something like that. That makes sense?
Okay.
And then no, so
Yeah,
on
that
and
makes
so
sense.
forth. Yeah, so on and so forth until you get to bottom of the ramp being 1096.1. Again, these elevations are determined by your back plaza. And these elevations are determined by your front plaza. And you are trying to make the ramp connect between these 4 elevations. Sound good? Did my connection go bad? Yeah, sorry about that. I think my connection was bad for a moment.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was mine. I thought it was mine.
Okay, so did all the message come through about the ramp?
For the most part, I think I missed the bottom half for like the bottom part of the ramp.
Okay, so the end goal is to make sure these 2 elevations are calculated by the bottom plaza, right? And make sure the pink, no, the red
Okay.
ones, yeah, these top elevations are determined by the front plaza, the upper plaza. So those 4 are not based on the ramp. They are based on the 2 plazas. And then you will try to create a 5
Okay.
or below slope all the way through the ramp to connect these 4 elevations. So don't work on the outside contours just yet. You have a good basis of the outside contours in red and in
Okay.
green, right? But the key thing for you is to say, now my ramp doesn't seem like it's long enough. I will lengthen it, I'll make it longer, and then I will do the contour calculation one by one. Right? Do the contour calculation one by one. And then my goal is to connect back to these. And use the 4 and connect back to these. And then you go through these contours one by one. If some areas get tight, you might need I don't think you will need a wall here. It will make things a lot easier if you make a wall just around this area. But it's not that hard for your case to connect back either. So I wouldn't think that's a big problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so basically
Yeah.
what you're saying is you use the I can make the top one and the bottom ramp like whatever slope I want and then just move the contours through it where it would cross through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Identifying the orange once you fix the shape of the ramp.
Okay.
The orange segments of the contours on the ramp, and then try to connect
Oh,
back.
okay. So
Yeah.
it's basically like the parking lot where I find the slope and then make that put the contours through and then just connect them once I'm finished.
Yes. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the top has to be 5% and also and then like the middle one would be the 2% and then 5% again.
Yes. This portion of the landing would be 2, and the other 2 segments, the major segments of the ramp would be 5.
And what is the length that you said that those have to be exactly?
200. At least 200.
Okay,
at least
They
200
each have to
because
be
you have
200, or they each have to add up to 200.
they need to add up to 200.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Otherwise you'll be going over 5%.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, yeah, and then the last thing that I had, it was for the swale. Would my top swale be correct? It's the one like right where they cross, like where they meet in the center.
Yeah, please scroll up so that I can see where you're referring to.
This area right here.
Okay. Do we have a retention at the bottom of the swale?
No, I did not put one in yet.
Yeah,
I think
zoom
wouldn't
out
it
a
would go
little
right
bit.
here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, zoom out a little bit. A better solution would be having a retention right here. Right here. And the rest of the landscape can be pretty gentle.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You can curve this line. So yeah.
So would I even need a swale there at all for that?
You would need the swell line up until you get to here. Get to the retention.
Oh,
So
okay. So instead of
that's the
stopping.
small portion of your, yeah.
Okay. So then what I need one for the bottom also, since there I have two retention areas down there. Like the same thing.
Yes. For this one, I think we're combining them. Because I think we talked about, it will be hard for you to separate these two, the dirty one versus the clean one. There's still a possibility, a solution to combine them, but it's okay if you decide that at this point you don't want to change. So what I would say is, if I want to have a small one in this shape, I would try to have that avoid the center line, because the center line collects all the water, and try to sway the center line a little bit to the side. And
Okay.
then that's too big of an arrow. So let's try it again. So I would try to sway it, and then I will actually put this one closer. Put this
Okay.
one closer
Didn't
because
you-
you want to try to avoid a long draining path, right? So
Mhm.
yeah, let me try to finish the contour revision that's necessary with this solution. And then you would
I
want
think you
to,
also told me that I could get rid of that sidewalk too, and I don't think I remembered to do that. So if I did that, I'd be able to put it like more closer to the actual turnaround.
yes. Yeah. Well, so far, the edge of your plaza actually looks okay. It looks okay. You have, the orange has a space there. It will connect to the lowest point, and then the blue is able to be intersected with your swale. So this is actually working. You could curve this. Oh, let me change to a different color. You could curve the edge of your plaza, so you can do this, and then that connects to your ramp, right? I'm not drawing it
Mhm.
exactly where I want it to be. It would be, let me try to use the straight line, always a little bit easier. So you could do something like this, going around it, and then you have your ramp starting like this, right? You can make it longer like this. And this line, this edge of the pavement actually works. And then you don't need the green one.
So would I make that blue one a little bit bigger then to put that one there, or would I just leave it right
Yeah.
how it is?
Yeah, you could. You don't have a huge plaza on the side, so I'm not too worried about the size of that one. You would need a
Okay.
relatively bigger one on this side instead, because you have a bigger drainage area on this side of the plaza, right?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the upper side would be bigger, and this one looks like the circle that I drew would be sufficient.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I think
Cool.
that was mostly everything that I had, except for like a few things on the bottom, but I think you cleared most of that up. I can make You said I can make the bottom of the plaza like right here about like the 96.5 and then just have the slope go down from 2% from there.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I see that you had a question about, no, the contours here, 96. Let's see where 96 is.
Hmm.
Trying to find, is this 96?
Yep,
Okay.
I think so.
If this is 96, 96 needs to be
Or
dragged
wait,
up a
no, wait, that would be 90. That was not, that one's 94, sorry.
okay. Yeah, that's 94. So this is 5. Well, that makes it a little too steep, because we are at 96.5 here. So our goal was to try to get to 96.96 somewhere here, right? If this is about 20 foot, that's
Mhm.
our 96. 96 was here, so you can actually connect like that. 96 can be the one that actually goes kind of connect without a wall on this side. 96 will need to be connected to the wall like you did on the other side. It looks okay. Then 95 would be moved down a little bit, and your 95 can go pretty steep right there. So this area now it's vegetated, it's planted, so it's okay for it to go over 2%. So you keep the 2% there, but then you have a much steeper slope there. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then
And
that
then
one,
you move. I'm
sorry,
sorry,
go
let
ahead.
me try to finish. Your 94 needs to be moved a little bit, and then your 93 can stay.
Okay. So then would the wall on the other side get moved back a little bit since there's not as many contours running into it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Your wall would be about that long, a little bit longer than the 96. That's it.
So it would be right where the I don't know if you can see
Between
my
5 and
mouse.
6. Yeah,
Okay.
between 5 and 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think that is everything I had. Thank you.
All right. Pleasure. Okay, Eric.
Hello. Sorry.
Hey, can you share your screen, please?
Yes.
All right. What are your specific questions since we talked on Tuesday?
My one, do I have to remove this bioretention right here because of the swale, or move it over,
Um,
or is it fine right
it
there?
conflicts, well, it definitely conflicts with because we're drawing the contours of the bioretention, right? So those contours cannot cross. So that's a thing. If you can zoom out and then we can take a look at what the big picture is. So yeah, okay. If you have a retention there, honestly, you don't actually have a lot of paved surface on your plaza. I'm a little confused about where the edge of the plaza. I'm gonna try to. So if this is your plaza, so is this the line that's? I don't think we need that line.
Oh yeah,
Am
because
I
it's gonna be
correct?
all
Yeah,
the
am I
same level.
correct? That's all the paved surface you have, right? If
Yes.
that's the case, you don't need that retention because you don't have a plaza. You don't have plaza runoff going through that retention, so you don't need that one. But
Okay.
on the other side, you would need one, and the location that you have right now works.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I know we talked about putting ones over here.
Mm-hmm.
Would it look like this?
It doesn't have to be a full circle. No, it could be elongated. It could be
Okay.
more of this to utilize the full, full area, or not, sort of like this. So because you have space, right? You have space, so you can utilize that more completely. And I can check one of them and see if your elevations are correct. Well, you have a sidewalk there. That means you don't have curb cuts. You need to have trench drains across the sidewalk. Okay, so you need to identify, for instance, my curb cut is over there. My trench drain is over here. Then this is connected to my cell, right? And then based on that, these elevations, then I specify what my RDI and other things are. 107.8, 7.8, 7.8. Well, you might have to account for the trench drain elevation. So let me draw a cross section. You might need to lower all these elevations by 0.5. Okay, the reason being, so I'm gonna draw a cross section for you here. That's the slope on the parking lot. I'm sloping down. And then I have this curb, and then I have the sidewalk. Okay, that's my sidewalk. But my water needs to go down in the trench drain here. Okay, because this is where I cut through my sidewalk. And then water drops to the trench drain, and then it comes out of here to my retention area. Okay, this is my retention area. So the elevation of the water entering the bioretention is not these elevations anymore. It is the elevation minus the depth of the trench drain. So once you calculated this, you go down 2% and then you drop 0.5. Okay, and then that's your water entrance elevation, which means that you will drop this one by 0.5 roughly. I think dropping it by 0.5 will get you to what the right elevation. That's my estimation.
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, I really didn't, I know we talked about doing the contours first. So I kind of wanted to see how these were before I really went into the ramp, dove into the ramp. Because I know before they were a lot closer together.
We need to do the ramp the contours first. Like I illustrated for other students. You need to calculate where the contours are on the ramp and then connect them. Okay.
And then I fixed this over here because they were too close. Before.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just draw the contours down like this to connect.
So can you scroll up again? Scroll up to, the other side of the contours where you said no, it fixed that. I wouldn't make it so pronounced just yet.
Okay.
So let me try to, you did well for the 06 or 04, right? And then 03 can go directly like this. We're trying to avoid shaping the swell here. Okay, we're trying to avoid doing that. And then here you could directly connect like this. And that one like this. You can curve it even. No, you can find a way to curve it. And then this one can go like this. That one go just a little bit. You don't have to, and this one can stay. And that one can stay. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, the less modification, the better of the original contour.
Okay. Because yeah, costs and everything else.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And then oh, should I have contours up here now? Going.
If you modify your 8, then you don't actually have, you don't need to modify them, right? Your 8 is a little closer to where, so my 8, if my 8 goes to, no, 6, sorry. That's actually 6. Let me scroll, let me try to scroll to where. If I change my 8 like this, then my 7, sorry, 6, sorry. If I change my 6, then my my 5 don't need to change.
Okay.
My 5 can stay where it is, right? Yeah, that's the only thing that doesn't seem, I mean, the distances doesn't seem correct just yet. All the other lower contours don't need to move.
And then I have to put in a retaining wall over here, right? Along this vegetation.
No, you don't need
No?
to. No,
Okay.
no, you don't need to. Yeah, you have enough space. Okay, one more thing. Cut this through. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Make your tick mark a little bit more apparent.
All right.
All right. Okay.
And then should I have
same principle? Sorry, same principle
Oh.
on this. You know, you don't need these little swells. No, if you, for instance, for this one, I can connect directly there to here. But of course, you have to have your ramp contours. Otherwise, you don't know how they actually connect in the end. So far, I would say work on your ramp contours. Before
Okay.
doing that, you would go through the process that I went through with other folks. Check if we are getting to the right elevations at the bottom. Check if these elevations are correct. Okay. And then see if you have enough length to get down to the bottom elevations here. If not, you will need to make it longer. Okay. Make it longer. Unfortunately, that means you do need to recalculate. But that definitely checking these elevations first is the key step to go through before you identify the locations of the ramp contours.
Okay. So then, do I also need steps? Or no?
Yeah, steps here.
Okay, on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then my last question, I guess, is should I have contours along back here?
It depends on, well, looks
On
like
my ramp?
looks like you have contours here. Yeah. If you still have existing contours and proposed contour crossing each other, then it means you still need to do more contours. Looks like this part is okay. Okay, it's the bottom part. The bottom part that needs more work because you still have this conflicting with all these contours and those contours needs to be moved. But I wouldn't do that just yet because I have to make sure that my ramp is actually right. And then I would connect these. And then I would say, okay, after those, if I have still some contours that are not pushed further enough. Well,
Okay.
Eric, no, let's zoom in. Zoom in a little bit to the back of the plaza. And I need to see the top FFE and bottom FFE. Like, okay, good enough. Okay, so what's the last contour before your building? What's this? This is 6.
Right here.
This one.
Yeah, that's 6.
Okay, this 6. So top FFE 7, good. Bottom FFE needs to be 7. Okay, bottom FFE
Yeah,
needs to be 97.
I have a typo.
Yeah.
But
Bottom FFP 97, meaning that you have 96 somewhere here. Okay, so let's say this is 96. And then I'm trying to see what elevation you got to about here. You need to get down to 96.6 or 7, somewhere there. So those elevations are not consistent yet. Here on the ramp, you have 5 point something. Here you have 7 point something. So those calculations will need to be revisited. Here, these elevations are a little above. That's still 7, I think. That's 7, right? Yeah, that's 7. So you have 6.8, but this shouldn't be 7. Should not be. This one should not be 6.8. It should be slightly above 7. Okay.
okay.
Those are calculated by this contour, right? The distance perpendicular, your project lines perpendicular to the 1107. Is that 7 or yeah, that's 7. Okay. And then that's where you have your top of the ramp. When you have that one, when you have both top of the ramp and bottom of the ramp, you would know how long your ramp would need to be, right? So that's 7 and this is 96. So you need to be over 200 feet. Okay, over 200 feet. If it's not over 200 feet yet, it needs to be lengthened and recalculated.
So do I also have to change my contours along here then? If this is so this would be 96, you said?
The line here, the line,
Yeah,
the yellow, the line there, it's roughly 96. That's roughly 96.
Okay. So wouldn't this be like 98 though? Because isn't this the 98 contour over here?
No. Though these the end of the ramp is determined by your plaza, by the back plaza. It's not determined by your contour here. You need to
okay.
you need to connect to the plaza, right? We're going down a ramp, and then I would I would walk on my plaza at the end of the ramp. So the end of the ramp is determined by my back plaza.
Okay.
Okay. So once you have these 4 elevations, you would be able to determine the length of your ramp. After that, you find out where the contours are on the ramp. And then you modify this group of contours. Okay? Okay. Cool. Yeah, if you need guidance, we have gone through how to connect the ramp contours multiple times in this video. So feel free to go back to the video and watch it again.
Okay.
Okay. Sound good?
Yes, thank you.
Alrighty. Melanie, can you please share?
Yeah. Would you prefer the AutoCAD or the PDF?
Oh, either way. Yeah, either way.
Okay. Can you see this?
Yes, yeah, it's
Okay.
coming up. Yeah, you need T wall and B wall for retaining walls.
Okay, I just don't know where to like how to do that because I'm not sure like so would I just because if it's a retaining wall, it's not technically the same height, so I wasn't sure how to do that.
The critical thing is your bottom of a wall, right? The bottom of a wall will be determined by the ground at that location, right?
Okay.
So you look for the two adjacent contours at the location of the bottom of the wall, at the end of the wall, right? So we can if you can scroll up to the other side of that would be a good example to go through. Yeah, here. Can you zoom in so that I can read the okay. Yeah, drag it up. Okay, good. You remind me of your bottom FFE, please.
My bottom FFE is
97.50. Okay. If that's the case, you would have a 2% slope going down, right? And then this will be calculated by 2% down. So it would likely, this is actually likely 97, right? So that's 97. And then, yeah, and then you would say, okay, where is my wall? Depend on the contours here. If you are 97, is this 0 or 5? That's 5, 6, 7, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, then if this is my wall, okay, if this is my wall and my 97 goes like this, and this is my 97 on the plaza, then you could say my bottom of wall here is 96.5 because it lands between 97 and 95.
Oh, okay. And then the top of
Yeah.
wall would be like
Top
maybe
of a
like 2
wall,
feet or
you can specify as you wish.
Oh,
And
okay.
we're not, yeah, we're not asking you to step the wall for this exercise anymore because it's yeah, we realize that that's pretty hard for everybody to calculate. So the wall will be stepped like this, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to specify every segment what the bottom of and top is.
Okay, just
Okay.
like
Yes.
however high I want it
Yeah.
to be. Okay.
Just this one and that one.
Okay.
And somewhere here you do need another bottom of wall because that's the end of the stairs. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So for these high walls, you could say top of the wall is 4 feet above bottom of wall. And for this one, you can make it lower. Okay. Yeah, because you don't really want such a high wall
Yeah.
at the bottom. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And
can
for
I
here, you can actually, also make it a foot or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So that's the T wall and B wall. Let's take a look.
Yeah, this is my ramp here. I
Yeah.
just couldn't figure out. So, can you see my mouse actually by any
Yeah,
chance?
yeah.
So, I couldn't figure out like how to get these contours around this way.
Yeah.
Does that make
Make
sense, or would I have
make a
to go back
wall. Make a wall.
a wall?
Is easier to make a wall for your
like
for your
coming here, or
wall will be wrapping around like this. So basically your 1110 will hit here, 1109 would hit there, and the 08 will hit there. And then your 08 will hit here. Well, still you need to make it 4 foot apart. And you do need a slanting side slope, okay? Because you don't want water to shoot straight down like this. You want water to tilt. Yeah. So that's a small adjustment that needs to be made. Basically like this. Okay. Now let's see how long the wall needs to be. We are at 01 here. And
It's like-
000 here,
Yeah,
99, and then 98.
it's 6
So,
because 6.
Yeah,
here,
it
yeah.
depends on which one is the one that you can go back to. So I am now at 0987. 6 is
Yeah.
over here. 6 could possibly, yeah, honestly, your wall will be pretty long, just like my 6 will go like this. So your
Oh,
wall,
so a wall along the ramp
my
here.
wall will be like this.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, so you don't really need that last segment. You don't need this. You don't need that. Oh, yeah, the
Okay.
wall.
Just so that I can
but-
send the contours out from here.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
want the wall to be a little bit longer, that's actually a little bit better even, because you can now attach this contour up a bit to this wall.
Oh,
That makes
yeah.
sense? Yeah, so
Mhm.
I can erase that one, and then I can move the other ones up. So you would have more room. But that's how you connect these contours without pushing all of these ones too far.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
like,
then that's my 95. I think that's it. Yeah, my 95 is actually going to be down somewhere here. But you get the idea.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was like my main question I kind of had.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, yeah, and then up
Alright.
here, sorry.
No problem.
Do I need like this to kind of mirror this swale here? Or no, because of this?
Can you restate that, please?
So I have this 105 contour
Mm-hmm.
kind of shaping the bioretention swale. So I don't need it to follow this shape, right?
No, you don't need.
Okay,
Yeah, because
that's-
you're off payment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That was all my questions. Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
done.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Thank
sounds
you
good.
so much.
Well, thanks for sticking around to the end again.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah,
Have a good
yeah,
time. Good
yeah,
luck on your
thank you.
presentation.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.